Hi friends, Miki here with your singing tip of the week. Today's video is a basic beginner's guide on how to get started with singing. I've seen a lot of content on YouTube about how to become a better singer if you already know how to sing, but I haven't seen that much content on how to get started if you've never sung before or if you feel like you're tone deaf. I don't believe that tone deafness is a thing. And I will always love you. Obviously, there are cases where there's something medically wrong, like you are deaf, for example, or your vocal cords have been damaged for some reason. But those are the really rare cases. A lot of times what's happening when people think that they're tone deaf is they've had some kind of negative traumatic experience. So when they were a kid, they tried to perform in the school musical and they froze, or their voice cracked and everybody made fun of them. You suck! And eventually that criticism or those bad experiences get internalized, and then your own inner voice is telling you, you can't do this, you're tone deaf, you're a terrible singer.
Oh, hey there, self. I know you're really enjoying singing, but I gotta tell you, you kinda suck.
Of course, there are people that don't want to sing, and as a human being, you don't have to sing, obviously. But if you have that passion and that drive, you shouldn't miss out just because you have this mistaken notion that you're tone deaf. Everybody can sing, and I'm going to show you how to get started in this video. The topics I'm going to touch upon in this video are breathing and breath support, pitch, tone, dynamics, and range. When you breathe as a singer, you should breathe into your belly. You're really breathing into your lungs, but you should be relaxed enough that your lungs can expand and your belly will inflate. The easiest way to demonstrate this is to stand sideways in front of a mirror, put your hand on your low belly, below your navel, and breathe in and allow your belly to inflate. And then exhale, and your belly will go back in. Now, if you're doing it properly, you won't see your shoulders raise. So if you're breathing improperly and shallowly, you'll see this. If this stays neutral and your belly inflates, you're breathing correctly for singing. Breath support has to do with what you do with the air once you've breathed it in. It's finding a happy medium between being relaxed and having muscular engagement. The muscles that we're talking about when we're singing are our ab or our core muscles, basically the muscles in your stomach. The little muscles up here that you're using and in your face, they're so small that you're not really going to feel them working ideally. The muscles that you will feel working are your stomach muscles. You don't want to be collapsed and relaxed because you're going to not have enough support for your breath and your voice is going to sound very weak. And you don't want to be super tensed up like you're taking a poop or your voice is going to be strangled sounding. You want to find a happy medium. The way that you do that is to lean back 15 degrees as if you're going down for a sit-up, and you'll feel your ab muscles engage. Keep that level of tension, and that's what you should feel when you're singing. That's gonna give you a nice supported tone. Ah! Exhale at a good rate. So you don't wanna exhale your air very quickly, or you're gonna run out of all that nice air that you inhaled. And you don't wanna not allow the air to escape, or you're gonna get a very strangulated tone. You wanna find a happy medium. And you wanna create a lock on that column of air between your mouth and your abs so that it almost feels as if you're holding your breath as you exhale. So you're letting a pretty small stream of air out evenly, and that's gonna give you a nice, clean, projected sound. Now let's move on to our second topic, pitch. This is a really big one when it comes to people feeling like they are tone deaf. They feel like they cannot match pitch. Let me assure you, being able to recognize when you're not singing in pitch indicates that you have all of the hardware that you need in order to sing in pitch. Now, the first thing you want to do is figure out what your vocal range is. So you either have a high voice, a mid-range voice, or a low voice. If you are a woman and you have a high voice, you're considered a soprano. A middle range voice, you're a mezzo-soprano, and a low voice, you're an alto. If you're a man and you have a high voice, you're considered a tenor. If you're a mid-range voice, you're a baritone. And if you have a low range voice, you're a bass. I have a separate video on how to really zero in on your range, but for now, that's not important. Just identify which of these buckets you fall into. And even if you can't really sing on pitch yet, you can get an indication of where your voice falls by where your speaking range is. The two are going to correlate. So I have a low speaking voice and I have a low singing voice. I'm an alto. Next, you want to find appropriate songs within your singing range. So if I know that I'm an alto, I can just go on Google and look up female songs alto, and I'm going to get a menu of songs that I can sing.
This Ariana Grande song is delicious.
Obviously, I want to pick something that has simple melodies in the beginning. Songs that are very good to begin with include children's songs, nursery rhymes, anything that has a very limited spread or range between the lowest note and the high note. Once you've picked a song that you want to sing, I advise you to sing it with a very straight tone. That means that you want to sing the note exactly on the pitch without any vibrato or ornamentation. So, ah, you don't want to sing it with vibrato. Ah, and you don't want to scoop into the note from below or above. Ah, ah. You don't want to add any ornamentations. Ah. You just want to have that very, very simple tone and melody. And so try to sing songs in their simplest form. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Stay away from adding in any stylistic choices in the beginning because you really want to focus on nailing those pitches. One tip that really helps people when they're trying to match pitch in the beginning is to listen to the song you're trying to sing with headphones, but leave one headphone in and take the other headphone out. This will give you a guiding vocal track in one ear, but you'll still be able to accurately hear your own voice with your other ear. And remember, 90% of your pitch issues are gonna be solved by having proper breath support. So if you're not able to sustain a note, ah, without it wavering or sounding like it's going up and down or fading in and out, it's probably because you don't have the proper engagement in your abs and you're not creating that lock in the air column between your mouth and your abs. My final tip for pitch correction is to try and hear the sound of your own voice before you ever open your mouth to sing. You almost have a mini singer inside of your brain, and if you really listen to them before you sing, you're never gonna sing the wrong pitch. The next topic that I wanna cover is tone, and there's two components to this. There's staying nice and open and placing your resonance. So I want you to take a nice deep yawny breath. And feel the way that your throat opens up and you're maximizing the space inside of your mouth. I want you to try to keep that open, relaxed feeling when you sing. Your tongue should be against the bottom of your mouth with the tip resting against your bottom teeth. Your soft palate should be raised and everything should be as open as possible. Generally, when you're singing, you want to try to maintain that feeling. The second component is your resonance. You can really change the sound of your voice and the color and quality of your tone by playing with where the vibrations are hitting. You can place them forward to get a very bright nasally sound. You can place them in the middle in your mouth, or you can place it far back to get a dark tone. I'm going to demonstrate this by showing you a drone on a single note and moving the vibration forward and back so you can hear how I can change the color and the quality of my voice. So you can see that I'm really able to change the way my voice sounds by moving the vibration around within my face. Our next topic is dynamics. Dynamics means how loud and how soft you sing, the spaces between words and phrases, and what words you accent. So it gives interest and excitement to your performance, and it can really take your singing to the next level. The only thing I want you to worry about with dynamics is I want you to think about singing as speaking with pitch. So the same way that when you speak, you don't talk in a monotone with no variation like this, like a robot. Hello, my name is Michal and I am here to teach you about singing, and this is very, very exciting. Oh my God, I can't wait to share with you all of my knowledge, because that would be incredibly weird and boring. You wouldn't sing that way. When I speak, I would say, hello, my name is Michal, and I'm so excited to share with you today some things that I've learned that can really help you become a better singer. So you notice that I'm going up high with my voice and low with my voice. I'm changing my pitch, and I'm leaving space between certain words and phrases, and I'm accenting some important words, and I'm glossing over other words that I don't want to stick out. All of the same rules apply when you're singing. I want you to think about singing a song as if you're speaking it to a melody, and that's going to give you all of the dynamics that you need. The last topic that I want to touch upon today is range. We talked about how your voice is going to be categorized according to whether you have a high voice, a mid-range voice, or a low voice. But within your range, you're still going to have the ability to sing high notes, middle notes, and low notes. And we consider our low note part of our voice our chest voice, because when we sing down here, you feel it vibrating primarily in your chest. And we consider our high voice our head voice, because when you bring your voice up there, you feel it vibrating primarily in your face or your head. One of the things that I want you to start thinking about as a beginner singer is trying to get an even volume from your chest voice to your head voice and back down again. Many singers have an imbalance between their low and high voices, even intermediate or advanced singers, but it's just something to start thinking about. And one exercise that you can use to start to get the feel of evening out the transition between your low voice and your high voice is called the siren. When you do this exercise, you don't have to worry about what note you're singing. You just start down low, you go up high, and you come back down, and you try to keep the same volume throughout, like so. And eventually, you should be able to sing a scale going from low to high without a really big difference in volume. So, la 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 la, rather than la 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 la, so that the flip between your chest voice and your head voice becomes less noticeable. My final advice for beginning singers is to take a few vocal lessons in person with a vocal coach. It doesn't have to be me, although I do give Skype lessons if you're not in my area, but you can pick anybody who's qualified. On a video tutorial on YouTube, somebody can only give you general advice because they're trying to speak to a very large audience. But if somebody sees you in person, they can assess your voice and they can give you a critique and advice that's personalized and customized, and it's gonna make you improve much more quickly. So that's all I got. I hope that this video was helpful. It was a lot of information. I tried to make it simple, but sometimes it's hard for me after studying music for so many years to remember what it felt like to be a real beginner. So if anything was unclear, leave me a question in the comments. Let me know what was helpful. Let me know what was totally not helpful. Perhaps there are things that you've discovered on your own that I didn't talk about. I would love to hear all of these things. As always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you back here next week for another singing tip video. Until then, thanks for watching and happy singing.